Hello out there in the realms of the living. Welcome to Thrones of Game, the only Game of Thrones podcast where we watch the series backwards. If you've never heard the show before, let me explain there, friend. My name is BT Calloway. I'm your host. I've already seen the entire show, but joining me is Elliot Jay O'Neill, who has only watched the show for the first time ever in reverse order. Elliot, how you doing, buddy?
Woo! Season 4!
Season 4! Which, of course, because we're going backwards, is the end of Season 5, obviously.
Duh.
Yeah, now before we get into...
In the words of the great Billie Eilish, duh.
Duh. Yeah. Now, Elliot, before we get into this proper, you want to get excited? You want to feel good about something? You want to get happy?
Yeah.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah, I'm in the podcasting chair.
Because at the end of last season, we drank some scotch, and we were like, is that it for Game of Thrones scotch? Well, I found out that no, it is not.
No shit.
There are 9 more scotches coming from various distilleries across Scotland, not just Johnny Walker. So there's going to be one for each of the 7 main houses. There's going to be one for the Three-Eyed Raven blend, and there's going to be one called the Night's Watch.
Are you fucking
I
with
am
me?
not fucking with you. It is on Dan Murphy's pre-order. They're like, limit 3 per customer. It's like, what the fuck? Why are they doing this after the show's like ended, like well and truly ended? Why not do this at its peak? I'm so confused.
It's Pete.
Yeah, hi. Ooh, zing.
Scotch joke. No, like, oh my god, that is baffling to me because like when we started this, which of course was the end of season 8, was White Walker even out yet?
Like White Walker, I think, came out just after the season final, and we were like, oh, that's not a great idea.
Yeah.
And then they came out with Song of Ice and Song of Fire.
When we were 2 seasons deep into this.
Yeah, it's like a year later or something. And now they've announced there's this huge range from like all these famous distilleries like Oban and Lockmort and all the rest, Mortlock rather. Man, it's I mean, I'm excited. Some of them look delicious, but what the hell? It's the worst timed tie-in I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. God, we might need to start like doing this mid-season as well now, so we can catch up with the Scotch.
Just all for the Scotch now. It might just become a Scotch review program, and, with Game of Thrones on the side. But man, we just watched season 5, episode 10, entitled "The Mother's Mercy." So for those of you out there, this is the one where John Bum Shovey gets stabbed, Dan Brady gets nabbed, and Seesaw Lannister walks nude. I didn't have a rhyme for that one. Elliot, okay, so let's just start off our questionnaire here. So Elliot, what just happened?
Everything.
So many things.
Oh my god. Like, okay, first of all, I was initially pissed because they had that big war sequence and it was kind of cool. They had that aerial shot of the 2 armies coming at each other and one was circling the other. It looked really cool and you knew they were fucked. So for everyone, this is Stannis Baratheon trying to charge Winterfell when the Ramsay Snow is currently in charge. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I suppose this is dad's still alive, so it'd be Roose Bolton is in charge. Right. Mm-hmm. And then they just cut to the end of the war, and I'm like, oh, well, I suppose I didn't want to see any of that play out. Yeah, no, it's the same way of like, did we miss a battle, or did I like take a micro nap and somehow skip all this? Because it goes from encircling to just walking through the woods, just devastated the last few of Stannis' men left living. But in a way, as much as that was kind of disappointing, I kind of like that that's how quickly it was done. Yeah. Like it was just over. By the time Sansa watches this establishing shot from this tower of them being circled by horses, it's just over. So yeah. But, my disappointment in that was quickly quashed by the amount of other fucking violence going on in this episode. Oh, man, this is everywhere. When people tell me about Game of Thrones, this is more what I had in mind, not the fucking snooze fest of season 6 or the poorly lit shit of season 8. A lot of red dye and corn syrup in this one. Oh, my God, yes. Okay. Well, why don't we move for the next question, or should we just skip straight to violence? We're an unconventional podcast. Let's ask questions in an unconventional order. Skip to question 4. Violence? It's basically every scene had a V for me. Oh, man, it's all over the place. So, geez, where do we even start? Okay, we'll start at the very beginning for this one. So, first bit of violence we get is, Stannis Baratheon has been woken and he's been told half his hired goons have run off in the middle of the night and taken all the horses, and he's like, well, that's fucked. And then someone winds up and goes, sir, there's something you have to go and see. And he's like, well, so what could be possibly worse than mutiny? And the guy's like, oh, it's your wife hanging from a tree. Oh, that's who that was. Yeah, I know. They didn't say it out loud, but... No, I thought, oh, okay, this red woman has got this special attachment to this beardy fellow I've never met. He's probably going to eat it. Mm-hmm. And eat it he does. At the sword of Brienne. Brienne of Tarth, who's just... Yeah, does it. Great job again. And she's all like, I'm Brienne of Tarth, you killed my king, prepared to die. Yeah, and I do like, she's like, any last words? He's like,
do your duty then. And she's a little bit disappointed there's not more resistance in him. She's like, I mean, I will, but you've taken all the fun out of it.
Yeah. Can't you at least say, oh, no, please don't stab me in the neck?
Yeah, please. Oh, I'll be ever so good if you don't. No, because Stannis is just defeated on every front here. He's lost his empire, he's lost his wife, he's lost the battle. Everything is gone. He's just like, fuck it, I'm done.
He got 2 good licks in there, even after he got his leg sliced up.
Yeah, he's fighting to the end.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, I guess we didn't need to see a whole 20-minute battle sequence or anything play out, but yeah, there was a certain delicious harrowingness to the end of that war. Like with that dude crawling away. And it's like, where do you think you're going to go, dude? Just
away.
It's just play dead and wait for Ramsay Fuckface to go.
Yeah, Ramsay Snow at this point. He's not Bolton yet. Ramsay Snow is just all like, this guy's crawling away and he's all, I'm just going to stab you real fun because I'm crazy. And I wrote, let me see what I have here. Ramsay Snow Cold Killer.
Nice.
Yeah, why is it stone cold? Stones aren't necessarily always cold. Snow is, by definition.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, they're not exactly warm either.
Yep. But let's move on because there's so many things to cover. So then this is interstitched with a whole bunch of Sansa trying to sneak into this tower and light this candle to signal Brienne. And Brienne just turns away right at that moment to go get her revenge on Stannis when the candle shows up. So she misses that signal. And and then, Sansa's trying to get back to her bedroom before anyone notices. And then Psycho Girl bumps into her and has been tipped off by Theon, and my gosh, that's a lot of names real quick.
And yeah, Theon once again playing the shaky crying guy.
Yeah, this is more broken Theon, which you've not seen. You've only seen like the victorious returning, the redemption-seeking Theon. So this is the Theon that needs redeeming.
Yeah, no, this is about the 4th episode where I've just seen him as a shaky cryy guy.
Oh, you've seen nothing yet.
Oh, he gets shakier
He gets shakier and crier. Those tears shake all the way down. But man, this bit's like gross as well because I can't remember I don't know what this woman's name is. But we saw her in the season opener of last episode where when Ramsay Bolton's all like, "Oh, you're a good friend of mine. Well, this is good meat. Feed it to my dogs."
Oh, okay. She had already eaten it then.
And now because Theon flips her off the balcony and she's splat.
Yeah. That was some really, great SFX on that.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that was one of my other notes for this episode. Wow, all these new characters, they're just like, it's like, start the clock. Who's going to eat it first? And they're just, because usually I get introduced to a character and then their death actually is part of the ultimate part of the episode, it leads up to it. Whereas these guys, I meet them in that exact same scene, they fucking eat it.
Left, right, and center. Eating it all, it's like a buffet. Everyone's eating it.
I think, oh God, who would have died faster, her or Eyeless?
We'll get to Eyeless in a second. I did want to cover quickly, she's got this, bow and arrow pointed at Sansa and she's all like, and Sansa's all like, just go ahead and kill me. Let's get over the ring. She's like, oh, no one's going to kill you. Ramsay needs you to make an heir. And this makes a very terrifying threat of, I mean, we don't need all of you, I guess. Just the baby-making bits. And the rest doesn't really matter. It's like,
yeah.
Knowing what these people are into, that's a very legitimate threat. But yeah, we skip straight from that to this weird beardy-looking dude whipping small girls. And I imagine you were just like, the fuck?
Yeah. There's a lot of moments of me going, what? Oh.
Yeah. So this bit's actually pretty interesting from the forward watch because, it's, them revealed that Arya is wearing this girl's face and then shanks this dude in both eyes and shoves the thing in his mouth and just shanks him a whole frickin' bunch. Like, holy crap.
And then does, great little detached Arya. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
I remember you.
So, I will say in the forward watch, this was really interesting because we're all like, oh, we want to watch Arya, learn ninja skills and get all assassiny and kick ass and like this. But then this is the first kill she really gets from that. And it's just so gruesome and like, this guy is, a definite monster, but it's like so drawn out and ugly. And I kind of love that they did that. Like, oh, here's what you wanted, not how you wanted it.
Yeah.
But it's, you get to see this is revenge. This is what it looks like when people, talk about want to take slow, painful revenge. This is it.
Yeah. Oh, but it's just his eyes are so stabbed; they're basically just sockets.
Yeah, it's nasty. But again, well done to the production design for making this what could have been a big woohoo hero moment into the woohoo.
Yeah.
I guess.
Stop. He's already dead.
He's already blind.
Yeah, but because the actual stabbing and shanking, and we'll see it a bit later, is fairly bloodless. But then,
the throat slit. Makes like a water sprinkler.
Yeah. Oh, it's those wavy kind of sprinklers as well. Like,
Yeah, not that.
yeah,
Kind.
yeah,
Yeah, Simpsons references.
yeah.
So I wrote down, that was cold, not cool.
Mm.
Yes, which I think is an important difference there.
Yeah, fucking hell. So, yeah, I think that was my MVP, honestly. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm tempted to call that MVP as well. I do have another bit loaded, which we'll get to when we're not talking about all the stabby stab. But it's everything we think we want, but not how we want. And I like that it basically plays off your expectations like that. And yeah, Maisie Williams is killing this kind of disaffected moment where she's just saying, yeah, this is revenge. And she's not joyful in it. It's just, I wanted it to be brutal, and now it is.
Yeah. It's a certain satisfaction.
Absolutely.
While being emotionally detached. I can't wait to meet this fellow a bit more later.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember who he was to begin with, so I'm
Yeah.
curious as well, because
Yeah.
Yeah. So then she heads back to the House of Black and White, which is like the assassin school, and Assassin's Creed pulls a prestige by drinking this poison as punishment, and then it's like, but that's not me.
Yeah, and then she starts pulling faces off, and then I'm like, what in the Scooby-Doo is going on here?
Yeah, really don't know how the face thing works, because like when she takes off the face of the little girl she was pretending to be, that's like a rubber mask that she then puts back in the Hall of Faces. But then when she's taking them off, this person lying on the ground, it's just like silk.
Yeah.
And just taking one off after the other. It's like, how does this work? I'm so confused.
And then it's me, and then it's John, and then it's nobody. And then
And also, like, Assassin's Creed guy was pretending to be Bobcat Girl. And it's like, but she's not dead. I thought someone had to be dead before you could get there. It's meh.
Yeah.
But then again, who knows? Because they never explain it. I can't say that's a betrayal of how it works. Because, we don't know.
Yeah, so at some point as well, we just have to put the pieces together of her losing her sight and then becoming a beggar on the street next season.
Yep.
Whatever.
Oh, what else do you do when you're blind? You either learn martial arts, which she eventually does,
Yeah.
or you go beg, which she begins to do.
Yeah.
Those are your two career paths.
And again, much in the tradition of the older episodes making me not like the newer episodes, yeah, I honestly just wish there was a lot more of this in season 6.
Yeah. Oh, man, this is a roller coaster of an episode. And I think just better put together as well, because
Yeah.
even though there are 8 different plot threads, we kind of go to each one and stick with it for what feels like a lot longer, unless it completes completely. But I mean, this starts at Castle Black with John and the Red... starts with the Red Woman at Stannis Baratheon's camp, ends with her... and then the next bit is... seeing John Bum Chovy with Sam from another show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just quickly, I think that was... Actually, I'll go back to that. I'm over-talking myself.
Fair enough. Did you still have more violence?
No, I did. But I want to say, and then it ends with the Red Woman going to Castle Black and then bumping into John. So I kind of like that's a good kind of circle, a bookending it with the same characters and similar locations. And yeah, it just felt a lot more cohesive and a lot easier to follow and less little bits of everything.
No, I've actually noticed this has been a bit of a trend of Game of Thrones is that, yeah, if they return to one of the plot threads from earlier in the episode, it generally means that the episode's wrapping up.
Yeah. And I think that's the way pacing should work, really.
Especially with such a large cast as this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who could forget? We also get the kiss of death in this episode.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man. So this is, they're leaving Dornish country with no character names I can remember. But, Prince Trystane, who we see get speared in the face later. This is Marcella, whose death is actually really sad.
Yeah. Oh, this was because it took me a little while to figure out who she was and why this was happening, and then once
the last time we saw her, she had stupid rocks on her face. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. And yeah, once her nose started bleeding, it all came together. Oh, that's who Cersei put in the prison, and okay.
Yeah, so right at the end where she's all like, Cersei gives her the kiss of death and makes her watch her daughter deteriorate and die and rot. That's who that is. So, yeah, this is all the origins of that. But, yeah, it's a really kind of sweet scene where Jaime's like awkwardly trying to tell her, so you've grown up a little bit, and it's kind of like, fuck it, we may as well tell people. When you get back, people may talk about how I'm actually a father, and she's all like, no, I kind of figured that out, and I love you, Dad. And it's like, as gross as this is, kind of sweet moment.
It's so Hugh Grant, though. It's just, oh, well, I don't mean I'm your mother's brother, but I have to be fucking
also
you.
Some other things. Yeah, it's all terribly awkward.
Somehow I always knew. But no, I did, forgetting the gross incest aside, her going, I'm glad you are the person that is my father. Yeah.
And then dies horribly.
Oh.
Because Game of Thrones.
Yup. Just, yeah.
All happiness must bleed from the nose.
Again, like, yeah, just all these people going for death in record time. Like,
Oh, man. Yeah.
first they get introduced to me and then go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go through and check and time it
Just
later.
start
but,
the clock on introduction to death.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Ice Stab Guy got the fastest death.
Pretty quick. Yeah. Man, what else we got? What do I have any other number 4s here? That's my violence quota.
Oh, I put a V.
That makes more sense than mine, but, question 4, man.
I do have one more, but it comes into the nudity question, so I'll leave that.
Yeah, sure. I guess then just the very end of John Bum Chovy getting shanked.
Yeah.
Which, I actually like how they really misdirect you on this one, because it's like, the Ollie little kid runs in and is like, sir, we've got a message about your Uncle Benjamin north of the wall. I'm like, I know that name. That's a dude. And then he kind of runs out, and that other guy's like, yes, he's over here. And and the music's kind of a little bit hopeful. And then, he sees that sign that says traitor, and he's like, fuck, when I turn around, they're going to stab me. What if I never turn around?
Yeah.
I guess then they'll stab me in the back, physically as well as metaphorically. I better turn around. And then it was like, shink, for the Night's Watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nasty. That dude can take a lot of stabs before falling down, though.
Yeah, and even from fucking butthole-faced little brat kid that just showed him his little butthole face, like, squidge for the watch. This must have been a really nice watch as well.
I mean, it's pretty, gold and got like, but not like, gaudy gold, like a classic kind of little brush.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, obviously the Night's Watch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that mostly does it for violence, I think, other than, the other bits and pieces threaded throughout other little bits.
Yeah.
So let's go back to question 2. We were talking about MVPs. What do you reckon?
Well, it's sort of hard this time because, we don't have much, comparatively, we don't have a lot of time with any one character, so it's just, their scene, which is the one that stood out to me the most and which sort of carried the most impact. Yeah, I really liked Arya's scene, but God, maybe the atonement scene, really. I don't know. I think this is a fantastic episode that's made up a lot of great moments. And
I'm actually going to throw, I think, my MVP to, again, like I said before, John Bum Chovy and Sam from Another Show, because they got a very human kind of moment where they're both like, yeah, everyone hates you now. Well, everyone hated me when I first got here. Yeah, here's to us being hated. Bit of camaraderie, and, Sam's like, you need me to go down and learn how to be a maester because you need a maester. And he's like, no, I need you here. And he's like, bro, it's going to suck being away from you, bro, but this is what we need to do. And he's like, you're right. You're a good guy from Another Show, Sam.
John Bon Brovey.
Yeah, forever.
I gotta say, but what's up with Kit Harington's hair in this episode?
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking coffee mum.
What? Coffee mum?
A coffee mum.
I don't know what that is.
He's just having coffee with the gals, and he had his hair in curlers the night before, but for no one in particular, just to go out for coffee.
Just sometimes you need to feel nice.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not to impress that bitch Bethany in my mother's group. What? No.
With the ratty thin
hair. She just steps out of the shower and it just does that. No, Bethany, everyone knows that's at least 2. Never mind. Nope, not doing it for her.
Susie from Curb Your Enthusiasm? It was that hair.
Right. I think I do. I haven't watched much Curb, but yeah.
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 The one that's constantly calling Larry an arsehole. Wait, that's everyone in that show.
That's everybody. No, I'm going to give it my MVP, mostly because right at the end, he's like, if you become a maester, they'll make you swear off women as well. He's like, they can try, and he gives us a look of, Sam, you hitting that? And Sam's like, yeah, boy. Quality bro time.
There's a Gil pun in there somewhere. No, there isn't.
Whatever. Different show. Yeah. So, if we're going to skip over that, we must move to nudity.
This is the most harrowing nudity I've seen in the show.
I know, and I really like how they did that, because this is the, Cersei's whole atonement walk, and, any kind of, Luna Headley nude you might get out of it is just squashed by how harrowing and long and sad it is. And yeah, I think they've done this really, really well.
Yeah, immediately by the roughness in which they scrub her ass, it's
Yeah,
just
it's got
like,
that prison scrub down.
this is not sexy.
No. And then they just cut her hair, which is like hacking it off. It's like, you could put in some effort, talk about her day, that bitch Bethany, you know.
No, they're not giving her any of the same curl as that John
Nope,
got. Jesus.
not at all.
No, and like, yeah, her scalp's bleeding from how rough they've been with her. And
Yeah. And then she's got to walk through the streets nude, and I like how it starts off pretty dead quiet, and then people start shouting, they start throwing things at her, and like 4 different people jump in front of her and flash her nude. It's
Yeah.
like, why is this a thing? I'm confused.
Somehow less sexier than the initial Lena Headley scenes.
Yeah, I know. And just by the end, her feet are just bloodied raw, and she's just covered in gunk and fruit and crap and probably actual shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, it's and I was wondering with that because, you know, it started fairly quiet and then just got rougher and rougher. Was this just as they were progressing through the lower economic end of the town?
Not entirely clear, but I imagine it's everyone in town is there to see whatever's going to happen. I don't think anyone knew this was going to happen in particular. Maybe they did. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But I do like the establishing shot of when it starts and she kind of looks at the Red Keep and how far it is from where she is. And even when she falls down, looks up and it's like almost there. And it's a really good way to, you know, have that hope and that you know, she's struggling and all that kind of stuff. Again, really well done on Lena Headley's turn as well. Yeah, she's just a great actor saying nothing but displaying everything in just physicality and facial expression and crying. Very effective crying.
Yeah. Oh my God. And yeah, just watching her well up gradually and still trying to save face and just breaking down, and yeah, especially that scene where she drops to her knees and as she's getting covered in more and more shit. And yeah, you couldn't help but notice that, yeah, 2 men at the front with the what's a pentagram that's a 7?
Septagram.
There we go.
Yeah. The faith militant.
Yeah. They had a little bit of like rice and lettuce on their shoulders. But how did Shame Woman like get off clean?
Because if you throw anything at Shame Woman, she's going to turn to you and go, confess. Shame. Shame.
Does she speak in only one-word sentences?
She's, again, super good at it. Like, I want to employ her for, like, our government. And the next time Scott Morrison fucks up, like, in the next 20 minutes, follow him around for an hour just going, shame. Shame. Come on. Tell me that wouldn't be a fantastic form of government.
Well, I'm saying how it doesn't play out well in this show, but I've got to say.
I mean, short term.
I do like your ideas.
Yeah. I do also like that this moment it plays a very mournful version of Reigns of Castamere, a song I think you've only heard versions of, not the original. So.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's like, it becomes like the Lannister theme after a while, and it's very, they use it a lot, but in very good ways like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a scene that they've been talking about, which is weird because it's a rare moment of something that I've been building up towards, even through a backwards watch. So it was a really weird and interesting thing because, like, I've seen this prison before with that other girl, I forgot her name,
Marjorie Tyrell,
and like, so they do that shot and like Cersei's kind of shadowing, and I'm like, I think that's Marjorie. It's kind of like shadowed and weird, but did they recast her? That'd be weird. And it actually took me a second to see because, yeah, Lena Headley looks so much different with a full Headley of hair.
Zing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And she's very much non-Cersei. She's all cowering in a corner and broken and all that. And yeah, the whole scene with her and the High Sparrow back and forth is very good. And yeah, those are 2 very big, powerful people playing not necessarily hugely powerful moments because, yeah, it works super good. And yeah, we got, you know, some, local wench jumps out in front, is like, I've had half as many cocks as the queen, and I'm a local prostitute. And some other dude's like, here's my dong, why don't you go for it?
Weird.
Which I don't think is the same dude who got his head mushed in the last episode. So,
no.
I mean, I'm not sure, but, recasting maybe. Or maybe lots of people are like, dicks out for the queen. I don't know. But my final note on this is I do really like when she kind of shows up at the Red Keep and all the guards aren't moving to do anything yet. And they're like, and I imagine they're like, are we supposed to help her? It's like, well, we're guards. We guard things. Does she need guarding? No, she just needs a coat. Well, that's not us. You need a coat. For that, we're guards.
Yeah.
And then, Darth Maester runs up and wraps her in a cloak and then is like, there, it's all better now. Also, look what I made. It's a giant zombie dude.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Yeah, Cersei's wingman just doing everything for her.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing coats, bringing zombie man.
Yeah, that's what you want on a wingman.
Yeah.
When you coat when you're cold and a zombie man when you need protecting. Up your game, wingman of the world.
Yeah.
All right. Man, I don't think we have any other nudity. I mean, I would say cock talk, but it was more cock yelling while showing cock. So, not quite in the spirit of the cock talk segment.
No, and yeah, John and Sam didn't have any cock metaphors going on there,
Nope.
so yeah.
I guess the closest we get is when they're leaving Dawn and Braun is there and is like flirting with this girl and he's like, oh, you better hurry and come see me. I have to go marry a noblewoman. She's like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, you have to marry a good girl, but you want bad pussy. I was like,
Yeah.
That's okay.
And then he's like, oh.
It's like, wait, when you say bad, do you mean like early 90s Michael Jackson bad? Or the song, not the person? Or do you mean, how do you express, as in like inferior? What do you mean
Yeah.
bad?
No, I think she means bad.
I mean, I assume, but clarification is important. It's the basis of all communication. Man, okay. Other than that, what other notes you got? Because I'm sure there's plenty we didn't quite get to cover.
Yeah, we're going to be running a little long on this episode.
A lot happens.
Yeah, actually, when Theon and Sansa do that jump, it was very reminiscent of Aladdin, and I liked that.
All I gotta do is jump.
It was so much that. Do you trust me? What? Do you trust me?
Mm-hmm.
The jump!
Keeping one step ahead of the henchmen.
Yeah, why isn't there more musical numbers in Game of
I
Thrones?
don't know. It's a fair question. Maybe one of the spin-offs will be total musical. Maybe we'll just follow that theater troupe we saw as they do musicals of various things that happen throughout the series. I'm on board. I'll watch it.
If only for the farts.
Mm-hmm.
Next on the show, fart talk.
I mean, let's not pretend we wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't talked about the Dinklage scene, which opened up, and I'm like, oh, good, another scene of Dinklage sitting around,
he
looking
does so
bored.
much. This is the origin of sitting, though. This is where it all starts when, guy I can't remember the name of and Ser Jorah Mormont are like, let's go off and find Daenerys. And then it leaves, he's like, well, Grey Worm can look after the Unsullied, they'll look after the city. Missandrei's, the Queen's most trusted advisor.
Yeah.
And Tyrion knows how to run a city. So let's start the three of you sitting around in long, awkward silences, shall we? Bye.
And do it all for season 6.
All for season 6.
Yeah, so Mormon and the guy that you didn't remember the name, I wrote down Mormon and Leslond.
Leslond?
Mormont and Leslond.
Ah, okay, I'm on board. Or less blonde.
Hey.
But I do like the whole bit before them where Tyrion's like, well, I'm going with you. He's like, well, why would we bring you? He's like, because I'm a main character.
Yeah.
No, he's like, can you ride a horse? He's like, sort of. It's like, any good at combat? I have fought and I've not died. Does that count? They're like, yeah, nah, bruh.
Do you talk? I also drink.
Yeah, I know. It's a good little bit. But we do end that with Tyrion and Varys doing their charming double act of wise people who sit and talk. So, yeah, they're always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, good old buddy cop. And, man, the buddy movie as well, like, I only got reminded that, yeah, I really miss Jamie and Braun. Who's the wrinkly guy that got his ear bit?
Did he get his ear bit?
Yeah, by the bad pussy woman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about the ear buddy. I was focused on the dialogue, not the ear buddy. Yeah, Braun, I think I got to look it up. I think it's Braun. But I don't know if that's if I'm just hearing it wrong, that thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I love their dynamic, and, yeah, there's some good duos in this show.
Braun in literally anything is great fun. Yeah, I think it's season 4, it must be, where there's like 3 different buddy cop movies going on at once.
Oh.
It's my favorite.
Awesome.
But we'll get to that eventually.
And, yeah, look, my only other note is just Daenerys and the dragon, and Daenerys has been a bit of a bitch here.
Man. First of all, sleepy dragon. He just wants to take a nap on all his bones that he's of animals he's eaten. She's like, you have to take me back to Marine. He's like, I'm going to sleep. Go.
So, yeah, this dragon's, like, really burnt up and shit. He, does not look healthy. No,
because he's, like, meant to be red. You can see a little bit around, but it's all covered in soot and grime. He's like, just want to be filthy and be a dragon, Mom. Jeez. Yeah. I don't want to get a job right now. I'm good.
And then she gets kidnapped.
And I gotta say, in retrospect, if they don't know who she is, they make a big deal of kidnapping a random woman they found, because all the horses get in a big circle around her, and she does that bit where she drops the ring, which comes up in next episode. But yeah, it's just like, if they don't know who she is, why are they all like, ooh, let's all circle around her, instead of just like one guy being yoink, just pick you up?
Yeah. I gotta say, I don't think this scene actually went as they planned it, because I couldn't help but notice there was just a bit of awkwardness to the horse's movement, and, fair's fair. That looked like a scene where you're, trying to control 100 horses. It's not going to go smoothly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it looked that great either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, in retrospect, when we find out they don't know who she is, why go to all this? I mean, unless that's just how they do everything, with like a way too much theatrics.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't.
But yeah, that puts me on a notes.
Let me have a see what else we got. So it's okay. Like I said, start off with the Red Woman and Stannis Baratheon, and she all like tries to cuddle up to him a little bit, and he literally hits her with a cold shoulder. Because shoulders are off, and he's wearing armor, and it's cold in the north, so cold shoulder. I'm counting it.
There you go.
She's also wearing blue, which is interesting. It's like, that's not your color. You're meant to be the Red Woman. Although I am colorblind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was wearing red.
Okay, like a maroon. It's a more muted red, if anything.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And it was fairly grey and blue out.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah, I think I'm out of notes. Well, if that puts me out of notes and that puts you out of notes, then we must ask our final question. How did we get here?
I'm going to see Stannis Baratheon's wife get hung.
Okay.
And I'm going to see how a dragon gets burnt.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Is he burned or is he just muddy? I don't know, he did look burned.
Yeah, like the best I could imagine at the time is that, he, swooped in and burned all those and just sort of got some like splashback.
Yeah, soot back splash.
Yeah, the equivalent of fire that splashes back at a dragon. But that was a lot of area that it got covered. Why aren't there all the other dragons there in this moment as well? I'm confused.
Well, if you remember, they're currently chained up in the pyramid.
Oh, that's those two.
Yeah.
So this one just, whatever.
You'll find out.
Well, no, I have found out. But
yeah. You'll backshadow.
Yeah.
And it'll all make some sense. Well, forgetting people's names is the most common thing here.
Yeah.
As long as we have a vague idea who they are, or a ridiculous nickname. Oh, speaking of, I have a feeling last time we had greasy-haired guy, I think his name might be Ed, because someone dropped that name. Like, maybe that's his name.
Ed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in amongst all your Staniths and your Renleys and your whatever, sometimes you just have a good old Ed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ed or Eddie. Either one.
We're either one. Well, man, if we're all wrapped up here, that's been Elliot Jay O'Neill.
Goodbye.
I've been BT Calloway, and for now, our watch has ended.